On that note, it's time to move to the top stories at this hour. And we promised you that we will talk about a few things at the start. We are indeed going to be talking about the likes of Tata Motors as well as Trent. But first, there's an interesting story that has come through from New Delhi. The Enforcement Directorate has launched a PMLA probe into 20 companies that are importing Chinese goods. And there are quite a significant companies in this list. We've got Shrimi, who's hearing all of this from sources, and she's picked this up a short while back. Shrimi, thanks so much for joining us on this show. What can you tell us about this latest development?
So what we are picking up from our Enforcement Directorate sources is that 20 companies, including some big firms as well, who have been importing, electronic goods, leather items, and in fact high-end furniture, they are under ED scrutiny. And what we have learned is that they are using the hawala transaction, illegal way of sending money outside India, while importing the items, and they are under-invoicing and saving taxes, and rest of the amount and the rest of the margin which they are making is sending back to the Chinese seller whom they are importing the item to India. So what ED is looking into two angles here. Clearly there is a money laundering to it, which they are of course looking at, and in fact their initial estimates of Enforcement Directorate suggested that there are around like 50,000 crore of money laundering is what they are keeping in mind and checking that. And in fact they are also looking at forex transaction. FEMA violation is also there, these companies are doing, and they are started the investigation, and of course we will see some sort of search action also on these companies in the coming days, and accordingly they will progress with the investigation. And we are tracking the story, and we'll get more on who all are under scanner. Back to you.
So much for getting us those details, Shrimi. Indeed, we will come back to you to get more details on this developing story. Let's talk about what we were initially discussing. Actually, no, if we can, let's go on to an NDTV exclusive. We've got Charu joining, and she's broke this story a short while back, where the Securities and Exchange Board of India has issued notices to over 120 stockbrokers for association with TradeTron. What is TradeTron? Why is that a problem? The association, Charu is here to tell you what she's exclusively picked up. Charu, what's the story here?
Hi Alex. So Security and Exchange Board of India, which is the market regulator, last week had issued a notice to over 120, and to be precise 122 stockbrokers, including some top brokerages, for their association with an algorithm-based platform called TradeTron, which was basically an aggregator platform that gives you strategies and advises and assures certain kinds of returns by using these strategies. Now, in a 2022 circular, the market regulator had already said that the stockbrokers cannot directly or indirectly be associated with any such platform, and on the violation of this particular 2022 circular, on the violation of the direction of not being associated in any capacity with such a platform, these brokers and brokerages have received this said notice, and now their responses and the further processes are remain to be seen.
Okay, that's a very interesting development, and of course certainly something else to keep an eye on in the coming days, and certainly over the course of the day as well.